yours. It's all yours.
Thank you very much. Do I need this or can you hear me? Correct?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Okay. Thank you very much, my dear friend, for such welcoming words. Thank you very much, guys, for inviting us today together to be here with you guys. It's enormous pleasure. It's a great pleasure. Not only being here with you guys, but enormous pleasure and honor being in Kerala with you. And it's been now, what, 2.5 years, third season in a row. And with all your emotion, with all your support, being privileged, being part of Kerala Blasters, Kerala football, it's something priceless. Okay, we were speaking many times around football in India. You know, there are other clubs, there are other fans, there are other environments, there are other atmospheres, and they are nothing, in my opinion, they are nothing like the feeling being and happening around Kerala Blasters. That's something priceless, something special. And very often you will see people speaking maybe badly about Kerala Blasters or fans or whatever. Yeah, you know why? Because everybody can have fans, everybody can have support or whatever. But mostly there is this part of, you know, jealousy, because the love and emotion that here in Kerala we create between this beautiful club and the beautiful people, that's something special that doesn't exist nowhere in India. My, let's say, poor opinion for 2.5 years being here. So that's how actually is happening what we are seeing. So now about the topic and everything what we were speaking today with our coaches, with many things, how to create your fitness, how to create certain things, exercises, how to repeat actions on higher intensity. There are many topics in football, many topics in from technical, tactical part. Today, and we will interacting later with many of your, let's say, I hope questions and explanation. So maybe today I would like to talk to you about some different things. But first of all, starting about my first connection and touch with Kerala Blasters as well. I remember we were mentioning just before a period of COVID. You know, let's say a long time again, hopefully that it will never happen again in the entire world. I was sitting at home with my family. It was after one, let's say, difficult period. It was in full COVID part. I decided not to work in that period because there were no fans in the standings, everything. But first of all, we had difficulties in our families. My mother got struck by COVID. You know, it was big question mark if she's going to survive or not. She was for a long time in let's say, isolation. Finally, he survived. Then just immediately after that, you know, my father got hit by that. Unfortunately, 2.5 months later, he died. And then I decided with some offers, you know, to refuse being in the job for one period of, it was more than 6 months. I said, no, you know, this is not the right period, because these things in life, when they happen, I always say they happen for a reason. You know, probably because I was having that gut feeling saying, you know, I don't want to go work there, I don't want to go work here, because maybe in my mind, or what I believe in some cosmic balance, that maybe it was meant to be like, okay, that this kind of thing will happen. Then I remember when I got hit, and my brother with his family with COVID, recovering after COVID and everything, I remember receiving 2 offers and sitting at home, you know, with the 2 contracts on the table, sitting with my family, deciding if I'm going to go to Saudi Arabia or I'm going to go to Emirates, or Abu Dhabi, for work. You know, we were discussing about certain things within our family, and then there was a phone call. There was a phone call from India, where I was sitting with a question mark, like, okay, Indian football. Okay, never heard about ISL, never had a clue idea about anything. And then with that phone call, actually, with our sporting director, we managed after that call, I asked with our staff, especially, to get the list to watch all the games. It was just after the season was done in the bubble of the first year. And we went through all those games, 20 games in the competition, watching all 20 games because we wanted to get in touch with it. We wanted to recognize certain things. And I remember having the one phone call again, 1 week later with the direction. And this is a strange thing. Because it's, for example, in a life when you meet someone, I don't know, you meet a girl, you meet whatever, you know, in your life you meet people and you have that feeling. When I met those people online and when we were starting talking about Kerala Blasters' project, there was this gut feeling. And in my opinion, in my head, I was like, I want to be there. Because when I researched everything about Kerala Blasters, about the club, about fans, about emotion, about people, about environment, culture, everything, I told to myself, I want to be there. I don't know why. So, it's an honest feeling. And then in that moment, even I was sitting with my brother, who is a big football fan, first of all, and we were speaking and he was saying, yeah, but if you compare ISL, maybe some other offers that you have, you know, financially as well, you know, it was the, let's say, the less interesting. But I said, I don't know why, but I want to. That's something that interests me. And then I remember with our staff and everything, we said, we go for it, okay? And actually we had this meeting online with the owners, where we actually showed kind of where we want to work, we want to approach the things that we want to change compared to a previous season. And if it is that it's us who are supposed to be there for the next season, that's how we're going to work. And we will provide certain things that we might think that we can reach playoffs. And for the club's management and everybody, it was a little bit impossible to believe because the previous 5-6 seasons it was kind of difficult. And but anyway, 2 days later we managed to get the deal. It was done, and we said, okay, let's go for it. And then when you come to those moments, actually to recognize what's happening within the club, around the club, and everything. You know, we can speak about training sessions, you can speak about exercises, you can speak about every day going to the training, say, okay, today we will do this, you know, having fun on the pitch. Yeah, that's something apart, the small piece of everything, okay, the biggest picture, what's happening around the club, within the club. So today's topic, from the perspective of the head coach today, let's say modern football, it's not only about training sessions, because there are so many things that you have to deal with. Okay, so then to start, the perspective of football coach, when you go into one football club, before you enter, you are making research. Okay, you have to know what's happening within the club from the top to the bottom. When we speak from the top to the bottom, it means ownership, owners, presidents, management, board of director, coaching staff, medical staff, technical staff, players, squad, team, fans, media, environment. So all these details are important for one head coach to understand, you know, how the clubs, or how one club, certain club, is breathing the air, it's living in that community. Okay? So let's say, look, if we start and say what should or what one professional club looks like, or you think that what professional club should look like. Because when you sit down with your owners, when you sit down with your president or whatever, and you get the topic, look, for the moment we are finding ourselves in difficult position, or in a couple of years, let's say, behind, we were on top, now we are finding ourselves on bottom, we want to be there, our project and everything, then you discuss and think how you can reach there. What you have to do and how you have to organize things to arrive there. I remember the topic when we were talking with our owners at the beginning. Before we started, actually, the first pre-season, I was saying our goal with the way we think we should work is to build the team, build the club, that actually Kerala Blasters gets appreciation from the Football Federation, gets appreciation around India because of the, of course, energy, emotion, and everything what you see in that stadium around the club, to build up the team and to build up the club that you are always participating in top of the league. It means playoffs, that you are always competitive for the trophies, because you want to fight for the trophies. That's kind of your, DNA. You want to be there because you provide many things for Indian football. Then, our goal as well, seeing the love of football within the state like Kerala, building up new players, creating new young guys, getting them chance to go through your youth process to the first squad, giving them time and space, chance to play in the first squad, because they will get identified with population, they will get identified with the club, with your culture and everything, and that's actually why we are going to the stadium. We want to see, when you go to the stadium, and today speaking about mentioning some players, let's go. Thanks to Coach Slaven, Sachin, all these guys from a youth compartment, staff technique and everybody, building up those young men, bringing them to the first squad, and then Sachin, Bibin, Azar, Ayman, Nihal, how many players were developed. And actually the project of the club, you want to develop those things, and it all goes in all club's vision, how you want your club to look like, what you are providing to your community, what you are providing to your state, to your club. Okay? The easiest way, let's get the unlimited budget, like some clubs are doing in, let's say, ICL all around the world, saying, okay, here are the millions, go around and buy me the best players in the country. That's easy, okay? But let's speak about DNA, let's speak about your energy, let's speak about your club, let's speak about your environment. You want to see people coming, players coming from, go up north, Malappuram to Trivandrum, okay? You want these guys, because these guys later from Kerala being proud of being part of national teams, young national teams, senior national teams, and now today when you watch some national team games, you feel like, okay, I know him, he's my boy, he's coming from our ranks, he's coming from ICB, he's coming from, these kind of things are important in football, okay?